Newcastle United 2, Arsenal nil, 4-0 on aggregate. Arsenal absolutely humbled. Humbled. After everything that has been said the last few days, all the stuff about humbling, all the stuff about giving it, they got absolutely moved to tonight. St. James's Park was absolutely rocking. And you know what? You know I love a good chance to laugh at Arsenal and cuss Arsenal and laugh at their misfortunes, but we have to start with Newcastle United. We have to start with five at the back, four in midfield, Newcastle United, because Mikel Arteta has been absolutely done by Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe, masterclass, mate. Masterclass. They absolutely dunked on Arsenal. From the first couple of minutes, from that disallowed Isak goal, yeah, you just knew the writing was on the wall. Isak, Alexander Isak, the best forward in Europe right now. I don't care. The best striker, the best forward, the best striker, best number 9 right now on form. You got Haaland. Yes, he's going to score a lorry load of goals. Of course, Lewandowski does his thing, etc., etc. You've got people like Osimhen and all of that. I get all of that. But Isak was a different level. I've not seen somebody strike that much fear into William Saliba. He absolutely destroyed him. The finish for the first goal, that was offside. He was unlucky with the second finish that led to the first goal. That was heading top bin's left foot. And he was bullying Saliba and just earned their respect. He put Saliba on the back foot. He put Saliba on the back foot. The star boy, the guy who's the best central defender in the world, just behind Van Dijk, absolutely got little broed, brushed aside, rattled the whole game, miscontrolling the ball, misjudging the bounce. He was an absolute mess today. A bag of nerves. A bag of nerves. I think he got booked as well, actually. Let me double check that before I run the slander. Got to make sure the slander's right. Did he get booked? Got booked as well. Got booked as well. Absolutely awful from William Saliba. But it was all down to the sheer brilliance, the sheer quality of Alexander Isak. Basically, always rubbing it in Arsenal fans' face of just what they could have had or what they badly need, which they're, maybe they get him in the summer, who knows. But at this moment, mate, he is absolutely running the show. Came to the Emirates, dunked on them, gave Gabriel and Saliba nightmares at the Emirates, went back to his yard and done exactly the same thing. They had absolutely no answer for Alexander Isak. Clear man of the match. Anthony Gordon in transition. Oh my God. Man was moving like prime Neymar out there on the left. Prime Neymar, prime Cristiano. Every single time he just looked so dangerous going down the wings. Balls over the top. Partey couldn't get involved. Saliba's side again got targeted, couldn't get involved. He had the luxury of St. James's Park. He was brilliant. The midfield two in Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes, absolute shithouses, workhorses, tenacious, fiery lions in the camp. Oh my God, they were exceptional, and they just shut Arsenal off. Trippier, more shithousery, barging up Havertz. He did go on a Lewis Skelly as well. I didn't really like that. That was a bit of a cheap shot, Trips, but he did what needed to be done. Dan Burn, big Dan Burn to a man. Shah, Botman, all of them, men, warriors, and that's what they did. They just little broed Arsenal. Really, they just little broed Arsenal. Now let's get on to Arsenal, because Newcastle really deserve this, and I'm actually really happy for them that they get into this final. I really want them to win it. But Arsenal, absolute embarrassing tonight. Embarrassing. Martin Odegaard, let's start with him. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel. This is the guy that when the chips are down, you want to turn to. There's no Saka to bail out Arsenal right now. Yeah? There's no Bukayo Saka. Martin Odegaard, you are the main man. What have you got? Missed his chance. Shanked it. Hit the post. Big chance. Pivotal moment in the game. Bottled it. Then goes on to just basically be null and void because they score straight after that. So Martin Odegaard, he can hang his head in shame because he was absolutely awful. Kai Havertz. You just got to stop laughing at the guy now. I nearly feel sorry for him. He got absolutely bullied, trying to win penalties, trying to take touches that were going out for goal kicks, defenders roughing him up and nicking his pocket. Then he starts fouling people. Just complete head loss, zero quality, shocking. Again, another one after the 5-1 gets his goal. You think maybe a little bit of confidence, Maybe a little bit of a confidence boost. Can he build on that? Absolutely woeful today. And again, I mentioned William Saliba as well because he was particularly bad. And it didn't help matters when Gabriel Martinelli has to come off with an injury as well. And Arsenal left without any real like options really going forward now, because if he's injured with a hammy, going to be at least a few weeks on that probably. It's panic stations for Arsenal. All of a sudden, it's panic stations for Arsenal. And I tell you what, right? You have to say that Newcastle fully deserved that over two legs. They absolutely took the game to Arsenal. And for Arsenal, with all their chatting, to be humbled that quickly a few days after that City result, it just couldn't have happened to a better team, could it? It couldn't happen to a better team. And the manner that it happened in as well, the way that it happened, the complete capitulation. David Raya, let's get to him. What are you doing? What are you doing, David Raya? He got let off with one when he gave the ball away and Anthony Gordon tried to shoot from distance. So no, that was Saliba. That was Saliba actually, I think. So that was on him. But then David Ray, your team's under pressure. You give the ball to Declan Rice under that much pressure. He doesn't want the ball there. Stupidity from David Raya. Bozo moment, game done. And it's just a total collapse. Then you get Arsenal players just fouling. I mean, Declan Rice with some terrible tackles out of pure frustration. The set piece cheat code wouldn't work as well. No set piece cheat code. No Odegaard cheat code. What? What did Arsenal have? Nothing. Nothing. And they're bombed out of another cup. Bombed out of another cup. Already out of the FA Cup. Bombed out of the Carabao Cup. And now it's Champions League and Prem. And you know what? When Haaland wants to point to badges and stuff and what have you won, this is where he's got a point. Listen, 100% gassed that. I was gassed that Lewis Skelly did that. But the overall picture in isolation, absolutely back it. Don't get taken for idiot. But in the overall picture, Arsenal, you ain't collecting. We ain't seeing armpits. We ain't seeing armpits at Arsenal. And let's be honest, it's probably going to be another trophyless season. They ain't winning the Champions League, no chance. No chance win the Champions League. And they're just about doing enough to stay in the hunt with Liverpool, but Liverpool to look too strong. So it's going to be another trophyless season from Arsenal. And you look at the manner of which they've gone out in the cups. You know, poor at home to Newcastle in the first leg. Second leg, 2-0 again. Ty arguing with that Newcastle fan for no reason. Don't know. I hope you don't bump into him again outside the game today, because that guy's going to give it to Ty. Yeah. Chucked out of the FA Cup against Man United, third round. Shocking. Against 10 men. The worst Man United team there's ever been in history. Couldn't get it done. Shocking. Embarrassing. Kai Havertz had a shit night that night as well. And like I said, Premier League and Champions League, forget it. So another trophyless season for Arsenal. And all the inquest will start. I've seen Arsenal fans all online already. We ain't got no players. Where's our strikers? This, that, and the other. Well, there you go. They should have done it in the summer. More pain and suffering for Arsenal. They'll win the next game, of course. I think they got Leicester away in it, something like that. But listen, embarrassing night for Arsenal. But shout out Newcastle United. They're the real. That's who we should be speaking about. 70% possession Arsenal had. 70% possession, 69% possession. 3 shots on target out of 11. Newcastle, with only 31% possession, managed pretty much par. 10 shots, 3 on target. Do you know what I mean? Both 12 fouls, Arsenal 3 red yellow cards. Listen, Isak, what a player. What a player Alexander Isak is. And Arsenal just keep getting reminded of what they can't have. A lovely day for the neutrals. I hope Newcastle go on to win this. We did our thing against them in the Carabao Cup final because we needed to. I didn't care then. I needed to win that. But now it's Newcastle in there. I'm rooting for Newcastle. Who won't be rooting for Newcastle? You know what I mean? But for their hope, I hope they play Spurs, because if they play Liverpool, it could be long. But then again, you know what I mean? They really want it. Shout out Bruno Guimaraes. Shout out Tonali. Shout out Anthony Gordon. Big up Isak. Yeah. And really, the whole back five. Trippier, Botman, Shah, Lewis Hall did well, Burn, even Dubravka. Even Dubravka schooled Arsenal. Arsenal humbled out of the Carabao Cup. Season over? Is it season over? It's not season over because they're in the hunt for the Premier League, but they'll trip up sooner or later and it'll be season over. I'm out of here. Lovely little hate along that was.